Today's topic is nomenclature. In this lesson, you are going to learn about nomenclature and classification of enzymes with examples. Nomenclature is a naming system which tells about the structure without ambiguity. So these naming systems will be two types: trivial naming system and systematic naming system. And trivial naming systems which are based on some property or historical aspects. The trivial name system tells little about the structure, whereas in case of systematic naming system, which is based on set of rules done by IUPAC and which tells the exact structure of a compound. If you take the example for the trivial naming system, a fatty acid is an example. So which is having a systematic name also, that is alkanoic carboxylic acid. So in the same way, so many enzymes were described based on different types of reactions catalyzed. For example, if you take dehydrogenase, so here this enzyme, so which is useful for removing of hydrogen atoms. And here one important point is there that so all enzymes end with ases. The suffix of all enzymes will be ases. So that means, so if the compound is, the name is having ase at the end, so it is called to be enzyme. If the compound name is having O's, it is called to be a carbohydrate. For example, glucose. So glucose is end with O's, and galactase is end with A's. So galactase is an enzyme and glucose is a carbohydrate. So here we are having three important enzymes, so which are describing the type of the reaction catalyzed. The first one is dehydrogenase, which removes the hydrogen atoms; protease, which hydrolyzes the proteins; and the third one is isomerases, so which catalyzes the rearrangement of configuration. So this is the dehydrogenation reaction. So here ethanol is dehydrogenazed in the presence of NAD. The ethanol, here the hydrogen will be removed from this compound, and this removed hydrogen can be attaching at NAD. So that means here ethanol is oxidized because here hydrogen is removed and NAD plus is reduced. And here hydrogens will be removed, so that's why this reaction is called to be dehydrogenation reaction. So hydrogens will be removed from the ethanol. Here C see hydrogen which is present at the O will be removed. So due to removal of this hydrogen, here double bond will be produced, and the hydrogen which is attached to the carbon is also will be released, and it is attaching to NAD plus. So this is about dehydrogenation. So it completely tells about the type of the reaction. Here what happens, here hydrogens will be removed from the reaction. And the second one is protease enzyme. So this protease enzyme which cleaves the polypeptide chain, which hydrolyzes the polypeptide chain. Here this is the polypeptide chain, so which is attached at the apo enzyme. This is the apo enzyme which is having different active sites. Here cleavage will be started at this point. So due to protease enzyme, and this is the polypeptide chain. Here it is having N terminal and this is the C terminal. So this is a substrate. Now the substrate is attaching with the enzyme and forming enzyme substrate complex. And the third one is isomerase. So this is the isomeric reaction. So why? Because here two isomers will be formed, glucose 6-phosphate and fructose 6-phosphate. So these two are isomers. So why? Because here phosphate ion is attached here, and whereas in case of fructose glucose 6-phosphate, here phosphate ion is coming to left hand side, and it is here in glucose 6-phosphate, the phosphate ion is coming to right hand side. So these are the isomeric forms. So these enzymes will be telling about the type of the reaction catalyzed. So by based on that only, so these enzymes are named. And some enzymes are named depending upon modifiers may proceed. So for example, xanthine oxidase. Here xanthine, which is a substrate which gets oxidized, and the pancreatic ribonuclease, which is an enzyme. So here this ribonuclease enzyme, which is available in the source of pancreatic juice. So that's why this is called to be pancreatic ribonuclease. And hormone sensitive lipase. So here lipase is regulated by a hormone. So that's why this is hormone sensitive lipase. And the fourth one is cysteine proteases. And cysteine is an amino acid, so which gets hydrolyzed, so which tells the mechanism of the action of amino acids. So that's why, so it is mainly depending upon the feature of its mechanism. So this is the example for this cysteine proteases. And some enzymes will be named depending upon alphanumeric designators. For example, RNA polymerase 3. So here, so polymerase 3 is a numerator, alphanumerator. And here we are having our RNA polymerase 1, 2, and 3. So three different enzymes will be doing three different functions. And also protein kinase C, beta is also present. Protein kinase A is present, and also protein kinase P38 activated form also present. So these are all enzymes which are named by numeric designators. And some enzymes, so which are named by its trivial names. As I already told you that these trivial names are based on some property or historical aspects, which tells little about the structure. For example, pepsine, trypsin, chymotrypsin, so which catalyzes the hydrolysis of proteins. So these are the trivial names for these enzymes. And these are the systematic enzymes, which has 6 major classes. So as I already told you that systematic naming system, so which is mainly based on set of rules done by IUPAC, and which exactly tells about the structure, so which is found. So these are the six important major classes of enzymes: oxidoreductase, transferase, hydrolases, lyases, isomerases, and ligases. So here these enzymes are named depending upon the type of the reaction. For example, oxidoreductase, so which is involving the oxidation reduction titration reaction, and transferase is named by group transfer. So here some phosphate group will be transferred, amine group will be transferred, like that. And hydrolases, so which are the name itself indicating that hydrolysis will be occurred here. So lyases, addition or removal of groups to form double bonds. That means the compound will be lyased, or sometimes it is uh, groups also will be added. Isomerases. So these type of reactions are having isomeric forms, and ligases, and these enzymes so which ligates the two substrates. That means it is attaching to substrates by taking the ATPs. So this is the general schematic representation of these enzymes. For example, oxidoreductase. Here, so these enzymes will be involved in the oxidation process as well as reduction process. So this is the schematic reaction, that A is reduced in the same way the second reactant which is oxidized at the same time. So these are the redox reactions. So one compound is reduced and another compound is oxidized. And the second one is transferase. Here one group will be transferred from one compound to another compound, or so some other place. So here AB is a compound. So this AB will be accepting this C. So that means here, so C is transferred, the C is functional group which is transferred to B here. So that's why this is called transferase enzyme. And the third one is hydrolysis. Here the compound gets hydrolyzed. See, the bond between A and B will be broken, and here it will be hydrolyzed and forming AH and BOH. And the fourth one is lyases. So here, so this is also separation or degradation compound. So here AB will be converting into A plus B. So there is no hydrolysis, but here, so it will be here compounds will be separated, A and B. And the fifth one is isomerase. So these are the two isomeric forms, A, B, C, A, C, B. So both are having the same configuration, but the location of functional groups will be different. And the sixth one is ligases. So here two compounds will be ligated, which are attached by taking some energy, that is ATP. Here ATP converting into ADP, and so here the compound will be formed. So these are the general schematic reactions for explaining these class of enzymes. And classification of enzymes. So here this classification of enzyme is called to be systematic classifications. So which is done by International Union of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology, that is IUBMB. So according to IUBMB here, so these enzymes will be classified as six important classes. The first one is oxidoreductase. So as I already told you that oxidoreductase will be useful for oxidation and reduction purposes. And these are the examples for oxidoreductase: dehydrogenase. So in dehydrogenase, hydrogen will be removed. Oxidase, so oxygen will be added. Reductase, here hydrogens will be added here in these reactions, and catalase, and oxygen will be removed from these reactions. The next one is transferases. So in these transferases enzymes, here a functional group will be transferred: acetyl functional group, methyl or phosphate functional groups. So this transferring is, we can see here, so acetylation, the compound will be acetylized, an acetyl group will be attached to this compound. So that's why here the name is acetyl transferase. And methylation, a methyl group will be attached at this carbon. So that's why this is called methylase. And protein kinase, here a phosphate group will be attached to this compound at this area. So that's why this is called a protein kinase. So these are the examples for transferase enzyme. The next one is classification of enzymes. The third classification of enzyme, that is hydrolases. So these hydrolases which catalyzes a molecule split into two or more smaller molecules by addition of water molecules. For example, proteases. So these proteases will take the water and split into protein molecules. For example, HIV protease and caspase. And the next one is nucleases. So these nucleases split nucleic acids, so RNA, DNA. So these nucleases will be two types, exonucleases and endonucleases. So here exonucleases, so which are mainly working on the nucleotides which are present at the terminal side of the DNA molecule or RNA molecule. Whereas in case of endonuclease, so which are acting at the middle of the DNA strand. So that's why this is called to be endonuclease. And phosphatase, so this is also comes under hydrolases. So why? Because here, so dephosphorylation will be occurred. A phosphate group will be removed from the reaction. For example, calcineurin. So which is also called to be a protein phosphatase 3. So this is the protein phosphatase 3 enzyme reaction here. So here reactants are converted into products by releasing a phosphatation. So here phosphatation will be released. So that's why this is called to be dephosphorylation reaction. So which is catalyzed in the presence of protein phosphatase. This is the complete opposite reaction for the protein kinase. Here protein kinase is in this reaction, so ATP is converting into ADP, and that phosphate, inorganic phosphate, will be taking by the reactant and converting into product. So these are the immunosuppressive drugs. So tacrolimus, sirolimus, everolimus, cyclosporin A. So which are all calcineurin inhibitors, or we can call it as uh, phosphate protein phosphatase 3 inhibitors. And the next one is lyases. So these lyases are also having the same function like hydrolase, but here there is no adding of any water molecules. So here the cleavage will be occurred at these regions: C bond C, C bond O, C bond S, and C bond N. And these are the examples for these lyases. Decarboxylase, here carbon dioxide will be released. And aldehyde, so here aldehyde function group will be released from the main compound. So this is the example for the lyases. So here amine group will be lyased. It will be separated from the main compound. Here the bond between C and N will be broken and amine group will be released. And now the phenylalanine is converting into trans-cinnamic acid. So this is the lyase reaction. That's why this is called phenylalanine ammonia lyase. Here there is no involving of any water molecules. The next one is isomerase. As we already told you that, so here two isomeric forms will be formed, and these isomeric forms which are having atomic rearrangements, the molecules. So these are the examples: protamase, protein disulfide isomerase, which is also called to be PDI, epimerase, and racemase. So this is the rotamase function. The rotamase will be rotating the molecule. So this molecule will be rotated at this point. So this is cis form. So these functional groups will be at one side. So when this molecule is rotated and the cis form is converting into trans form, if you closely observe this molecule here, this molecule is rotated downward direction. So due to presence of rotamase here, this molecule will be rotated and converting into transforms. And the next one is PDI, protein disulfide isomerase. So this is the protein part. This is the polypeptide part. So we are these polypeptide chains which are having side chains and which are attached with disulfide bonds. Here 1,2 disulfide bond is converting into 1,3 disulfide bond, and 3,4 disulfide bond is converting into 2,4 disulfide bond. So these are the isomeric forms. So isomerization is occurred here. So these two reactions are comes under isomerase class. And the last one is ligases. Here two molecules will be joined together in the presence of ligases enzymes. These are the examples: peptidase synthase, amino acid tRNA synthetase, DNA ligase, and RNA ligase. So this is the example of DNA ligase. Here two DNA strands will be attached. A phosphodiester bond will be forming at this position. The hydrogen will be released. And here, so this three terminal, so which will be attaching with a phosphate group at this position. So for attaching of this group here at this point, so it requires ATP. So now it is forming a 3' and 5' phosphodiester bond. Here, this is the 3', 5' phosphodiester bond. Now these two strands are attached due to presence of ligase enzyme. And here I'm giving you an example that how IUBMB committee is explaining the classifications. So IUBMB committee is defining the subclasses and subclasses. So every enzyme is having enzyme commission numbers. So these are the enzyme commission numbers. So 4 digits will be present. And the first digit will be telling about the class of enzyme. Second digit will be telling about subclass. Third digit subclass. Fourth digit subclass. Here is one enzyme I'm giving that for the example. So tripeptide aminopeptidases. So this tripeptide aminopeptidases, which is having EC number of 3.4.11.4. So in these 4 digits, so first digit 3, which represents the class of enzymes. Here it comes under hydrolases. So which is the third class of systemic classification. Hydrolysis means which is hydrolyzing the compound. And the fourth digit, the second digit here is, so which is explaining the hydrolysis, which is act on peptide bonds. So this is the polypeptide chain. Here this polypeptide chain is having 3 different polypeptide bonds. Here peptidyl dipeptidone doses, here it is present, and endopeptidases is present, and here also tripeptidases are present. But here, so this enzyme will comes under a tripeptide aminopeptidases, so which is mainly used for the hydrolysis process. at exactly a peptide bonds will be hydrolyzed. So these peptide bonds will be hydrolyzed in this peptide compound. That is the second digit which will explain it. And the third digit will be explaining that the hydrolysis that cleaves off the amino terminal amino acid from a polypeptide. Here this polypeptide chain which is having two terminals. This is amine terminal, or which is also called to be N terminal, and this is acid terminal which is also called to be C terminal. But these hydrolysis which is having 11 digit subclass, so which is mainly acting on N terminal, and 3.4.11.4, and the fourth digit here it is mainly acting on a tripeptide bond. It is trying to cleave off the tripeptide. So this is the tripeptide. So that's why tripeptidyl transferase peptidases here. So these enzymes will be acting especially at this position. The tripeptide form will be released by the hydrolysis process. So in this way here IUBMB will be explaining the enzyme reactions by these four important classes. The first digit is telling about the class, and fourth digit is telling about the second digit is telling about the subclass, third digit is telling about subclass, and fourth digit is telling about subclass. So this is the end of the topic. Thank you.